What is up, gamers? This is Josh from HCG, and this is episode 2 of Chasm by Discord Games. We are playing through beta version 2, and we have just recently got a brand new ability, the slide. And I do recommend, if you came across this first, go back, watch episode 1, just so you can get an idea. But let's head back with our brand new ability, since there's really nowhere else we can go in this gardens right now to enjoy. Look at that beautiful background design. Wonderful music, animation. I love this like 16-bit pixel drawn stuff. So we'll head back here. We've already defeated a boss. We've got a save room, which we'll drop down real quick. By the way, watch this parallax scrolling in the background. Just where different layers scroll at different speeds, give you that nice 3D effect. Alright, so now we have slide. We're going to backtrack a little and check out some of the areas we couldn't reach before without slide, like this little gap here. And we'll see what kind of things. This is one of the slightly new. Now having this ability to open gateways will actually let us zoom all the way back to the very beginning and any other gateways we open in this world. Think Banjo-Kazooie cauldrons, if you want to go that far, I guess. So we'll head back down here. Some more money, which we don't really have too much of a use for money. We will once we get some jars and can actually get some healing potions. By the way, best way to deal with those rats, just let them run at you and then take them out when it's appropriate. Trying to take the fight to them usually means you're going to get hit more often than not, and I just don't find it worth it. These bats, if you see them up on the roof, they're easy to deal with. Just come up at them with your sword out. Even at lowest level, they always take one hit. So here's one of our first areas we saw pretty early on in episode 1 that we needed to get through. Now we have the slide, we're able to do it. We're going to access a brand new area and hopefully find our next boss. These little shrine things, you can pay money to get a random thing. So I just got a silver ring for 75, which is pretty good actually. Ups my attack and my int. Really just my int, which ups my magic damage, not my attack. So now my dagger will do more damage. Oops. These guys, let them jump at you, slice them in half. Cake. This is the upgraded version of that green slide. He actually has the ability to jump kind of at a random pattern. He can jump at you a little bit faster. So chipped topaz, we can't do anything with now, but this is how we're going to use it to upgrade our weapons and to have elemental properties and do more damage. Come at me, rat. I like beating up wildlife. It's just a thing I do. A lot of platforming in this game, and it's very satisfying. Dalton, who's the main character here, controls really well. You've got aerial controls, you kind of do this maneuver if you need to precision land your jumps, and there'll be some platforms later on where exactly that will have to happen. Unless you're dumb and get hit by an enemy and then fall off your gate or your bucket. Continue heading on this way. This is a trap room. If you notice, I'm not able to get out, and if I go to the other side, they'll be the same thing. So I have to navigate this kind of tricky platforming section to get myself to a button that will open up the trap room. So these rooms tend to be a little bit more difficult than the standard rooms, but not too bad. And now, next time I go through this, I don't have to reopen this. I could take these bottom platforms sliding across, and that'll be nice whenever I have to backtrack or for whatever reason running back. I have a problem with these kobolds. Not even that hard, it's just he's getting stuck in the geometry, but they can slide forward almost as far as my slide with their sword out, and anytime you touch an enemy it's damage. Let's go and check out this area. See that bat up there? Let's try slime to deal with. Same way as we talked about, just let them jump at you and then hit. Warning, mine employees are prohibited from venturing beyond this point. I think I don't work for these guys. It'd be a really boring game. So now my HP and mana right back to full. And this is our third area we're going to look at, called the Crypts. Much darker, way more of that Castlevania vibe. We're not going to be able to get too far, but we are going to get a brand new spell. Magic Molotov, or as I like to call it, Holy Water. But I'm sure they don't want me to call it that. But that's essentially what it is. And we've reached another area that we're going to need something else to get over. I'll let you guys guess what that might be. Into not a double jump. So this is a new kind of damaging thing. It's a little bit stronger than the acid stuff because it actually sucks you down. And you've got to jump out of it and you can take some massive damage from it. I actually think it's scarier than what they used to have before with the spikes. And before that, they actually had just quicksand, so it didn't do any damage but would get you stuck. But they've completely removed that now for this red stuff. If you watch D-Mark's Let's Play as well, you would have noticed that enemies only come back if you heal, and that's changed. Now enemies will come back after a certain amount of time. There might be a little bit of randomness to it. Let's see, you just walked up and stabbed me. Jerk. There's some other versions of those kobolds that don't go so well for me either. There is a story going on. I haven't really run into many of these rooms. This is entry number 3. I'll let you guys, when you get a chance to play it, really go through it. It's incomplete right now. I just don't think it's too much worth. The gist is that there was an ancient tribe that made these, and something changed. And it has something to do with where people have been disappearing to, and whatever the reason for you to come into the chasm. I skipped past the story, but Dalton's a soldier that's been sent here to investigate. So that's kind of the little MacGuffin to get us through and into this area. These little treasure chests will almost always hold like MP bonuses or HP, so permanently increase your stats, so they're worth finding for sure. As you can see, we didn't get too much more here. We got to the catacombs, which we really can't do anything with right now, but we're going to remember that for future. I'm, impatient. So we'll go down here and check what we get. And there it is. I warned that that was going to happen. 10 hours in this game. I'm still running into these guys like an idiot. I mean, they just sit there. Boxes don't respawn either, so every box you see you should break and get whatever's in there. You're hoping for money, but also it's useful to get these little items that I keep getting, these trinkets. When I finally release somebody, it'll make a lot more sense why they're useful. So we'll wait for him to throw, and then we'll jump on his head Mario style and take damage. That's an advanced technique. Probably haven't heard of it. Ah! Okay. The developer, before he came out with this, was doing a little video on Twitch of it, and I watched him run into at least one of those, so I just made fun of him the whole time. Which I think's the right thing to do. Alright, this is what I mean. I unlocked another area, so I'm able to teleport back and forth. There are those little orange rooms, so if you see where it's flashing, there's another one that matches, another one by the gardens. So it's a nice and convenient way to get around, but it means I should be near the next box. To heal up for all the damage I took from those stupid silkworms. Let's see what else we got. So this is the upgraded version of that cobalt. I'm just gonna miss him with some Molotovs. I know I mean business by throwing him over his head. This is one of the larger rooms, so you can have single rooms, larger rooms, multiple connections. It's impressive. I rarely see the same thing twice. If you see I got out of here, I knew I couldn't go any further. I can't get up this wall. So we'll head up here. Get impatient again. Ah! Hope you like my sound effects. They're the best part of this. Take your time on these platforms. Don't try and rush it like I do. So far, not too lucky with trinkets. I at least want 3. Because I need 3 for when I unlock one of the townsfolk for this to even do anything. It may look like you're going to fall into the poison. You're not. You're fine here. You're not fine with these old cobalt guys. Looks like they're getting stuck on the geometry here too, so maybe I could bait out him doing that. Just more in there. This is the upgraded little orcs we've seen before. I think is what they are. Maybe they're trolls. Yeah, like it when I hit you. Irish battle. I'm Irish, it's not offensive, don't worry. Ooh, pickaxes. So you can see they're definitely throwing some tougher enemies at me. They're a little harder to deal with. Should do it. Right in an MP shrine, which is great. Get my MP back. This is one of my favorite trap rooms. This actually used to be the trap room you got before you got to the slide. They change up and move the slide to the garden area. Got the great music. This is a cool little platforming. Those are the guys that do. They don't do nearly as much damage. They've weakened them, but they're much better. A little more story elements. And a wheel, which we need for an elevator we saw earlier. We'll continue on first. Right. Finish off exploring this, and we'll call it good for episode 2. Does that sound good? Oh, assuming I survive, let's do a run back to town. So I have 4 different teleporters. If you're ever wondering, this one with the little square thing, that's where town is. So you can come out here and then go back up. This just happens to be the most convenient I have to get us back to town. So we'll hit the fire, and then we'll talk about one of the first people you can actually buy some stuff from. Although I'm wondering how much I can actually buy. So I can buy a new spell, Magic Fireball, which isn't too bad. I can buy Silver Ring, which would, again, add my magic up, but at the cost of luck. Gold would give me defense and some health. Magic Axe, similar to the Magic Axe in Castlevania. Some new stuff. What's nice, too, is that they give me a quick, like, look at the tabard here. There's a red arrow down. That lets me know that I will lose my defense, which is the primary stat for this. But in return, I get a little bit more magic attack. Magic Shield gives a protective shield around. I haven't found it too useful, but I like Magic Fireball, so we'll get that. And luckily my phone's going off, so I can be super popular. So again, these guys still locked, still closed. Let's head back. Finish exploring that area before we call it good. Let's see if there's anything cool to show off. I think we're back. Yep. So I'm gonna go straight. We'll go up to the ones. Fall into the spikes again. Three times. This is a This is a Let's Play speedrun. So I like Magic Fireball. It does pretty good damage. Has a little burning AoE effect. And it's cheap at 150 gold. It's not too shabby. MP cost isn't too bad. You'll find some stuff that has horrendous MP cost, but jump over really does that. Yeah. No MP there. Almost jumped off the edge again, right into some damaging stuff. Although my nemesis. That's what a group of nemesis is, I'm sure. A little more story elements. We'll real cool thing in the background. Those little 5 stones up there are going to be important for later. Keep that in mind. You'll have an edge up. We call that foreshadowing. They wisely implemented the Xbox 360 controller, so I can use the right stick to kind of move the camera. I actually did not realize I could do that for a little while, so I've been to the right. That's where I need something to get onto a ledge. So really I just need to explore below me. Alright, that's our 3rd item. Good. Hopefully we'll unlock the citizen of that town that we need. No, it's not, but this guy's useful too. Stop by my shop in town if you need weapons and armor. Yo, Discord, if you guys need a voice actor, it's good. I could have forgot that guy. He's the one that he'll let me buy weapons, and he's going to let me be able to slot my weapons with gems that I found. So I'm going to make my short sword a little stronger. I'll probably hold off. Be able to buy a much stronger short sword before I start upgrading. Alright guys, let's recap what we've done. We have now seen the Catacombs Gardens for a little bit. We have just got the elevator wheel, and we've got the slide. So on our next episode, we're going to head down the elevator and confront whatever demons and evil is there. If you like what you saw, make sure to like and subscribe below. And make sure to check out hardcorecasualgamer.com for Let's Plays, reviews, Twitch streams, features. God, we have so much content. I always have a hard time coming up with all the little things. I almost always forget stuff, but make sure to check it out. And other than that, have a great night. I'll see you on episode